This week on Sport Link, we had an exclusive interview with a veteran sport journalist. That's coming up on Summer Legend.
We'll also take you to the 6th edition of the SJAG Awards, look at the 2017 AFCON draw, view some results from the GFF League, and some results from the ongoing Interbank tournament.
We also preview the various sporting activities and events in the Gambia.
And stay tuned as our panelists on Viewpoint tackle the topical sporting highlights. This week's Summer Legend is one of the Gambia's foremost sports journalists, Lamin Cham. Known for his relentless and perfectionist attitude to his work, Lamin Cham's contribution to sport in the Gambia is immeasurable. Join us as he allows us to take a peek beneath the covers, a look at Lamin Cham.
Of course, you know that. Sports journalist, and I live in Brufut. I've been doing sports journalism since back in the 90s, and I'm passionate about sports. I think I got interested in sports reporting as a schoolboy. I listened to Radio Gambia during those days and listened to commentaries from the Box Bar Stadium by the legendary Sol Njai, Borambo, Peter Gomez and down. So naturally I became interested. I said, well, I hope and dream that one day I too will have a time on the radio to talk about sports. And I'm glad the dream became reality since in the 90s. And the rest, as they said, is history. The Gambia is yet to qualify for the African Nations Cup, which is the big stage internationally for the continent. And there have been a lot of upheavals, petty quarrels in the management of football. And the other sports are still very much under the, let's say, they are very much under the dominance of football. So there is still a lot of work to be done for all the sports generally to develop in the Gambia. So my perspective has been that it could have been better. Politics, football politics, mainly it was. But sports politics, just like maybe national politics, if people vying for position of influence and perhaps free privileges with which it comes with. So you find out that weekends, when normally one should have rest because there will be no productions, and that's the time when sports events come up. So you find out that the sports journalist is always on the move, hardly have any time to rest. So when you are doing journalism and you are really dedicated to it, you don't have a social life, unless it is related to your work. For example, we had a sports gala on, not long ago, and that's work, but as well it was a social gathering. So unless the private life or social life had to do with work, you virtually don't have any. I have told that same things to Boram Boj and Sol Njai in the past, and the Papsens and Peter Gomez. I told them this same thing. So, and I'm able to fulfill the dream. So I hope you and others who admire me also, follow suit and try to realize their dream.
Thank you for watching the Summer Legend one-on-one interview with Lamin Cham. Hope you do enjoy it, but please do stay tuned as we bring you the latest Gambian sport news.
The Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, SJAG, 6th National Sport Gala and Award Night was held at the Caraba Beach Hotel on Friday, the 10th of April. Athletes, journalists, administrators, dignitaries, celebrities, the business community, and members of the public, both local and foreign, all graced the occasion. The event was well attended and definitely met expectations as a world-class how. Papa Gazama, Africa's best referee, was among the award winners as he received the SJAG Award for the Sports Personality of the Year. Other winners include Best Referee of the Year, Bakari Kamara, Best Local Bass Player, Babukar Tarawale, Best Foreign Based Athletes, Hamza Bari, Team of the Year, Real de Banjo, Coach of the Year, Fode Singate. Sports Link was on ground and met the people behind the event.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and I have with me Musa Sise. Musa Sise is the acting president of SJAC, and would like to just ask Mr. Sise, it's been 6 editions before, right? Can you tell us about the long road to bringing that event to be this big and this successful?
Wow, interesting. To start with, I've not been in the country in the first 3 editions. I joined it in the 4th, 5th, and this is the 6th. And I was fortunate when I came, I was tasked with being a chairman, running the award,
okay.
Chairman of the award.
You were thrust into it.
I was just tasked into it, and for whatever reason, I don't know. Everything changed. So here we are. From that moment up to today, it's always been growing and growing and growing, and more awareness surrounding it. So grateful in that regards, and what can we say?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's something that's done at the end of every year in season. When the sports season ends, we go back to reflect on what was happening, and then we duly reward and honor, celebrate those men and women who we believe have done the country good and have done themselves good also.
But thank God, it is successful, and I will say it's the most organized event that we have ever organized so far.
Yes, my name is Ashaolu Olaleke Alige. Keep watching Sport Link. Don't touch the dial.
This weekend was an interesting one as the Interbank tournament entered its 4th week. Being the last round of group matches, this was always going to be an exciting weekend, with many of the games deciding whether the bankers go back and focus entirely on their desk jobs or continue in their search for footballing glory. The game of the week was between the Central Bank of the Gambia, CBG, and Trust Bank. Being a match between the regulators of the Gambian financial sector and the bank that claims to be proudly Gambian, the match was truly a local derby of the Interbank tournament, and a derby it proved to be. With CBG requiring only a draw to progress, Trust Bank went into the match needing to score in order to stand any chance of progressing. The match was evenly balanced, with both teams spurning chances and clear-cut goal opportunities. Trust Bank played with flair and panache, but the regulators were dangerous on the counter-attack. As the match drew to a close, tension increased and Trust Bank upped the ante. In the final minute of the game, they thought they had made the breakthrough, but the goal was flagged for offside. CBG now go through to the quarterfinals.
The battle for supremacy in Brikama went to the 2011 champions Brikama United, who secured a 3-0 win over rivals Bombarda on Sunday at the Box Park.
The match saw the High Flyers Bombarda condemned to their 6th defeat of the campaign, while it boosted Brikama's hopes for a title by staying in touching distance with the leaders. Elsewhere, leaders Gamtel were held to a 2-2 draw by record champions Walidan, while last year's champions Real de Banjul were also held 2-2 by Banjul United. Interior secured a 2-0 win over Bakau United. Armed Forces ran out 3-1 winners over Hawks, while GP and Serekunda United fired blanks with a goalless draw.
Lamin BI for SportsLink.
My name is Burama Diba. Keep watching SportLink, the best program online, TV that you would want to watch for about football, sports, anywhere in the world. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Viewpoint. As usual, my name is David and I'm your host for the evening, and I'm joined on set by Sira and Uthman, and today we have a new face on The Viewpoint, Lamin BI. Guys, today we'll be talking about Africa voting for Sepp Blatter. Issa Hayatou has apparently come out and claimed that Africa unanimously supports the candidature of Sepp Blatter for the FIFA presidency. Now, why would Africa support the candidature of Sepp Blatter for another FIFA presidency? Uthman, what are your views on this?
Thank you very much. As you know, FIFA's candidature for the presidency is being supported by Africa unanimously. That goes to show the commitment that FIFA, that Sepp Blatter has been inputting in African football. That goes alongside with all what we have in support of Sepp Blatter, because Sepp Blatter has been there when Africa needed him most. There are so many projects that he has initiated that has benefited Africa unanimously, you understand? So because of that stand, I believe that it is a very good choice that Africa has made to support his candidature.
Okay, Uthman, so basically you are saying Africa owes it to Sepp Blatter to support his candidature. Can I get your views on this, Modu?
Thank you, Daniel. Okay, I really think it's a Hayatou's claims that Sepp Blatter is, Africa's there and Sepp Blatter. I think that's wrong, because at the CAF General Assembly when that announcement was made. Normally, what you do have is the entire Congress participants will rise up and to a standing ovation. But this time, everybody was seated down and just clapping. I honestly do not think that the entire African continent has Sepp Blatter's backing.
Okay, but in the event that Africa does vote for Sepp Blatter, do you think that would be the right choice for Africa to make at this time?
Wrong choice. Wrong choice.
Why?
I think football needs a new face, and Sepp Blatter has done enough. He's been there. He's
the point here is not about a new face.
Of course,
the point here, because in everything that you see in life, there is need for continuity.
Okay, Sarah, let's hear your views on this. You could be the tiebreaker.
We do, because you look at the point where, okay, he's sharding money in Africa. So are we only following? That's not what we're looking for. This has to do with.
No, still, you're missing the point.
Well, interesting points, guys. We have to move on. But Modu's raised an interesting issue. He says at the CAF General Assembly, the support for Sepp Blatter was not unanimous. So this raises the point: why does Africa have to vote as a bloc, where other countries in the West, in Europe, South America, and other continents get to vote individually? Why does Africa vote as one bloc?
If you look at the bloc vote, carries more weight than the separated votes. If you split the votes, it means you have divergent views and points. You understand? But putting one vote in place in support
question,
of...
I'm not telling you. My point here has to do with why is one person going to tell, okay, Sepp Blatter, Africa is behind you, when actually it's not consulted. At times
you're missing the point, Sira. It's not one person talking in the name of Africa, because he's the CAF president. You understand? When he speaks, it means Africa is speaking.
Okay. Those are interesting points you've raised there. Modi, what do you have to add to this debate? Do you agree what they're saying, or do you disagree?
I totally disagree with what Osman is saying. I totally disagree, because it's a hierarchy going to speak for more than 50 nations registered in CAF. He cannot, everybody must have something different in his or her mind. So,
guys, what are you missing here? The point here is, Issa Hayatou was elected in office as CAF's president. When he speaks in the name of Africa.
That's true.
So him as an individual, you are not seeing him as an individual. You are looking at him as the president of CAF.
Okay.
When he speaks, it means CAF is speaking, not Issa Hayatou as per se in person.
Okay, well, we have to move on. You can continue that debate in your homes and with your friends. The next issue, guys, is Gabon taking part in the qualifying rounds of the 2017 African Cup of Nations. As you know, Gabon is hosting the tournament, and as usual, host teams do not have to play in the qualifying rounds to participate in the tournament. But this year, CAF says Gabon should play in the qualifying rounds to keep them from being rusty during the tournament. Good idea or bad idea? Sarah, let's start with you on this one. From lack of action, I suppose.
Well, you look at the routine. It has to do with the routine. Has it always been happening, or is this something, a new thing that they've been imposed? If it's a new thing, then it should not. But if it's a routine doing, then it's okay. I don't know what you...
Are you saying change should never happen? Is that your position on this? Uthman, can you comment on this?
I differ with you in that point.
Okay.
Because here, what we would look at is the interest of the game. What brings flavor to the game? You understand? Because if Gabon should stay and wait for the tournament proper, it means they would not have enough competition to prepare themselves for the tournament. You understand? Giving them this opportunity, in life, things do happen, but changes comes. When changes comes positively, we accept it in good faith and go ahead, move ahead.
Right. Modu, do you agree that this is a positive change? Do you agree with what he's saying?
Yeah, I really believe it's a positive change, because we need to make that group more competitive. We're gonna have just 3 teams there, and without any competitiveness.
Right.
Even though Gabon are there, their points do not count, but it will be a competitiveness.
Okay. So it looks like the guys have ganged up on Sierra, and they win that one. All right. So final issue: Gambia's qualifying group for the 2017 AFCON. They're playing against Cameroon, South Africa, and Mauritania. Do you fancy Gambia's chances of making it out of this group?
No chance.
No chance, Modu. Be a patriot, man.
Just wait. This is well, yes, I partially agree. Okay, because you look at it, this is football. Anything could happen. You can, no chance, because you look at the likes of Cameroon, South Africa in the midst where Gambia is. You look at their chances. It's more of that of Gambia. Yeah, but again, this is football.
Like Sierra rightly mentioned, in football, there are no big guns in African football.
It's football, but
you understand? You are missing it. There are no big guns in African football, because we have seen the likes of other countries. coming for their first time in the African Cup of Nations and qualifying and making their records.
But it's not Gambia because we are not even
Gambia,
ready. Gambia is not even ready. No coach.
We are not ready.
Do we have a coach?
We have a coach, of course, in place. Who would be?
Do we have a coach?
Yeah, that's a good question, Uthman. Who is the coach that's in place?
We have coaches attached to the senior team.
No.
Yes.
We only have coaches for the 23, on the
those
20,
very
and
coaches,
on the 17.
those very coaches are the ones that have been attached to the senior team to prepare for the qualifiers.
Right.
Understand? You know, in football, you can be upset. You can have upsets here and there in the qualifiers, in the tournament proper, and everywhere in the game. Because not
Uthman, let me take your final word on this. Do you think Gambia has a chance or not?
Of course, I 100%.
You do think Gambia has a chance?
I believe that Gambia will qualify.
Great. Well, guys, I have to cut you guys off there.
There's only one team that qualifies.
Guys, that's all we have. That's all the time we have for this segment.
Qualify in the qualifying.
Right. Okay. So, interesting debate there. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this episode of The Viewpoint. But make sure you stay tuned and catch us on our next episode. Till then, you can follow us on Twitter.
Thank you very much for watching this week's SportLink. I hope you do enjoy it. Join us next week if you can, as we bring to you the latest happening around the world of sport.
And of course, the second round of the GFF Football League is underway, and we'll be bringing you all the latest news and results. And that's not all. Sarah?
The volleyball tournament, that is to kickstart. Stay tuned as we bring to you the latest happenings in there.
So until then, see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.